I'd say my 2011 season was pretty crazy. I put in more time than I think I've ever put in any hunts, only to kill 2 doe. One small doe early season, another really good sized doe at the end of the season. But with all of those hunts, I didn't really see any bucks, you know. I never really saw a shooter buck that even was a small buck, to be honest. I didn't see anything in that woods besides squirrels. I think next season, I'm going to work just as hard as I did this year. I'm going to focus on more food plots and more state land. There's just something about being in the middle of the state land and having all that woods around you that has something special. It's not always about the big game or getting giant bucks. It's about getting some fresh air in life and getting out in the outdoors. I think this year we spent a little too much time on our local spots that, to be frank with you, we can see roads from where we're sitting, we can see cars go by, so it's not as exciting and wild as it would be if you're in the middle of nowhere with no one around. And I think that's what I want to get more to in the 2012 season. In fact, I might not even get a buck in 2012 hunting state land like that, but you know, I'm willing to take the risk to shoot some does, because if I harvest a doe or a small buck or any sort of buck on state land, hunting the way I'm thinking at least, with no bait, in the middle of the forest, follow the trails, find where they're bedding, try to get on them. I think that alone would be an awesome challenge to overcome, and would be, to me, be like taking a 150 class buck, even if it's a doe and it's at that distance. And if I get it on state land, there's nothing better than that heritage. It's been one of the worst seasons ever. And Corey called me up and said, come on out, let's do some hunting. And this is what's to show for it. I tell people this all the time, and I stand by it, that, you know, any bow you use has to fit you. It's one thing for us to tell you about these bows. It's another thing for me to tell you about a bow and tell you it's the best bow ever and you have to shoot this bow and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not in the real world. The real world is you have to shoot these bows yourself to see how you like them. We simply bring you the bow so you could see it before you go to the store to buy it. You might see something on this bow you really don't like, and you might not want to shoot it or even waste your time driving 20, 50, 100 miles to go look at this bow and waste your gas money. So that's why we do Test Lab series, in order to show these bows firsthand.